LeBron hit the Lakers with his agent's statement to the media saying, oh, he's not happy. Then he posts all passive aggressive. Like, did you see the Lakers sideline reporter wearing a Cavs jersey on our vacation? LeBron comments, now that is proper attire. What? That is a savage comment to make about another team's jersey that you don't even play for. Oh, but the Lakers hit back. So Ramona Shelburne is an LA-based reporter for ESPN, famously connected with the Lakers governor, Jeannie Buss. So when Ramona says team sources, she's talking about Jeannie Buss, not LeBron. And this article had a shocking quote. How bad is it right now between the Lakers and LeBron? Let's just say it's over. Whether the 2025-26 season is to be James's final season in the NBA is up to him. But if he wanted the kind of Hollywood ending that only the Lakers can give legends, the release date was set. Spring 2026, Luka Doncic in, LeBron James out. Damn, that is harsh. They are basically saying, yo, you could keep playing in the NBA if you want, but it ain't gonna be for the Los Angeles Lakers. Why is LA being so mean to one of the greatest players of all time? Because they've got a plan and it doesn't involve LeBron James. They're building around Luka for the future. But is that even smart? You're telling me that they plan to have max cap space for 2026 or 2027, basically punting on 2 prime years of Luka? Okay, I need to know the exact details of this plan, and luckily they are coming out. So in this article, they mention a few other things that the Lakers have done to upset LeBron James. First, they called a big meeting to discuss the future in LA right after losing the first round. It was GM Rob Pelinka, Coach JJ Redick, Luka, and his agent. They went to a famous restaurant to be photographed by paparazzi on purpose. Look at that big binder that Pelinka is carrying. Obviously, this was a business meeting, right? But they wanted everyone to know, business meeting with Luka, not LeBron. He is not there. Then, when the Lakers were sold from the Buss family to the Guggenheim Group recently for $10 billion, they gave Luka a heads up, but not LeBron. I mean, that is like borderline petty. Why would you give Luka a heads up and not LeBron? But apparently, LeBron didn't mind any of this. He could forgive it all. But the one thing he cannot forgive is what they're doing on the court. The Lakers are planning something called Project 2027. They want big cap space next offseason and after that for one of 2 superstar free agents. The names are as big as it gets. Now, to accomplish that, they only offered Dorian Finney-Smith a 2-year deal. So when Houston swooped in with a 4-year offer, he left. 2027 is also why they didn't offer LeBron a new contract. And it's why their only moves this offseason, getting DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, and signing Jackson Hayes, all have expiring deals as soon as 2027. And do you think that LeBron would agree to any of that? No. Can you imagine how awkward that dinner would have been with that big binder? LeBron would have thrown that binder in the trash. It is all about right now for LeBron. Forget 2027. And I actually get why he's so upset. I mean, you guys have Luka Doncic and LeBron James right now. And LeBron just played like a top 10 player last season. Not only was he top 6 in MVP voting, but he was second team All-NBA, which means he was a top 10 player by definition. So if you take away his age, his name, you just look at his stats and performance, the Lakers have a win now big 2, not a win later. And people talk about defense. LeBron still plays good defense in big games. We saw that in the NBA Cup and in the playoffs. But before we look at the details of Project 2027 for the Lakers, what does LeBron actually want them to do right now? Because I would get if there was some obvious move to make that they just refused to make. Like, remember when they could have gotten Kyrie Irving a few years ago? He had a horrible reputation in Brooklyn, so they could have got him for cheap, but LA refused to do that, and he goes to Dallas instead for cheap, and they make the finals. Like, that was a big mistake, an obvious move out there that they refused to do. But right now, what is it, LeBron? Andrew Wiggins? Really? I honestly think that if a championship move was out there right now, the Lakers would consider it. But you tell me what they should do right now. Jonathan Kuminga? It's a joke. So believe it or not, the Lakers do have eyes on two gigantic names for the future, and the first is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I know it sounds crazy, but Giannis can be a free agent in 2027. LA, though, most likely wants a trade before then, next offseason. So by not dealing picks right now, they open up 6 assets in a trade for next year. Their best offer for Giannis includes a variety of players, maybe a Rui Hachimura, maybe an Austin Reeves on a sign and trade, I don't know, Jared Vanderbilt, Dalton Connect for sure. But 3 first-round picks, 2026, 2031, and 2033, plus 3 swaps, 28, 31, and 32. Now, I'm not saying it's likely, but LA has a plan. Now, does Giannis actually want to be a Laker? Because that seems kind of relevant. Well, did you hear what Giannis just said about that with iShowSpeed?
A lot of people tried to convince me to go and play there and stuff. Oh, no.
Not great. Now, Giannis might have been trolling a bit because he also was like, am I going to play in Milwaukee? He said, probably. I don't know. We'll see.
Probably. We'll see.
Yeah, so he's doing a little trolling. But there is one other name, and it's Nikola Jokic. Now, normally I would say that Joker is a one-team guy his whole career, like Dirk Nowitzki or Tim Duncan. But did you see what the Nuggets owner just said the other day? Like, completely unprompted. No one even asked him a question. Dude said this.
The wrong person gets injured, and very quickly you're into a scenario where that I never want to have to contemplate, and that's trade number 15. And so, we're very conscious of that pushing forward.
What? Why would you say that out loud? Jokic also did not sign a new contract extension with Denver, which, by the way, was expected because he can make more money later. But this is the Lakers' plan, okay? And if it doesn't work, plan A, they can always shift to plan B. Use that cap space and picks for lesser role players around Luka, not a big superstar get. And that might actually be a better plan. Luka, we know, thrives with role players, and depth is working right now in the NBA pretty well. Either way, Luka is the key, not LeBron. So what is LeBron gonna do next? Well, he can either retire after next season or play for another team because the Lakers are not going to give him a new contract, which is actually pretty crazy. This is huge news. We know this coming season will be the last year for LeBron in LA. So does he demand a trade? I seriously doubt that because he makes so much money that it would gut any team that could get him. A report said that when LeBron's agent Rich Paul put out that statement a couple weeks ago, 4 teams reached out to the Lakers, but nothing is actually seriously close to happening right now. Another option would be a buyout, but I don't see the Lakers having $50 million in dead money on their books for LeBron. And if Braun actually wanted a buyout, why did he pick up that option in the first place? Now, Luka can sign a new Lakers contract starting August 2nd, and if he likes their plan to build around him instead of LeBron, then we officially have a new era in LA. But I already did a deep dive on where LeBron could go next. When Rich Paul put out that statement, I looked at which teams have a realistic chance to get him. And some people immediately said, oh, what about the Dallas Mavericks? Because they've got AD and Kyrie, LeBron's good friends. But there's a very good reason why the Mavs are not on that list. I think it is a short list of just 3 teams where LeBron could end his career.